Hi there, AJ Mahari here. I just wanted to let you know I've had a lot of emails, a lot of people asking for me to do this for some time now, on and off. And so I have a new service, and it's just called Ask AJ Mahari. That would be moi. A question. So you can ask me a question by going to my website. The link will be shown here. So if you go to my website to this URL, you can purchase a question, ask me a question for $59.99. For that question, you will get my expert response in audio, and then you can follow up and you'll get a second response from me in audio. And you'll be able to follow up in audio too. And if you purchase an Ask AJ Mahari question for $59.99, then I will direct you as to how you can send that to me in audio as well, if you prefer, or it can be sent to me in text. If you want to purchase 4 questions, because maybe you have a question that leads to another question that leads to a third and a fourth question, you can do that also for $99.99. This Ask AJ Mahari service is because people asked me to do this, and it's been up and running for about a month now. So yeah, I've been doing it for about a month now. It was on my website. People that had asked for it, I emailed them back and told them, but other people have been finding it on my website. It's been going really well because the whole purpose of this is, if you have a really important question right now and it would just really help you to get my expert opinion on that, when you can share more of your personal what's going on and what the question is about, or 4 questions, as the case may be, whichever you might choose to purchase. Well, a lot of people can't afford sessions, or a lot of people maybe don't want therapy or don't want to work with me over time, but maybe you want to ask a question and you just need that one question answered, and I will give full in-depth responses. And if you purchase the Ask AJ Mahari and 4 questions for $99.99, then to each question you get a response. You can follow up once and I'll follow up again. And I have a way of doing this. It's been working really well. So once you purchase an Ask AJ Mahari 1 question or 4 questions, whichever you would choose, then I will send to you the way that we're going to do this so that you can either put it in text, or some in text, some in audio, put it in audio. It's a really interesting kind of app that I'm using for this. So this is a service for people to just have something in between. If you can't afford a session, or you don't have time, or you're just not interested in that at the moment for whatever reasons, then you could ask 1 question or you could ask 4 questions. And, I'm not going to limit anybody to, if you purchase Ask AJ Mahari question for $59.99, that you can't do that again, like in a couple weeks or 2 days or whatever the case. But just know it won't be like working with me one-to-one, right? Because it isn't real time. And I will give you in-depth responses, but I don't want people to do it like unendingly. But you can do it more than once, whether it's 1 question or 4 that you purchase. And this service is designed to help people that can't afford sessions with me. Maybe don't want to work with me entirely, but you want some answers that, I can give really in-depth answers in this area. So your question could be about a BPDX. Am I going to get, do you think they'll come back? What should I do? Why can't I stop ruminating? Single questions like that. Or it might be about your BPD girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, or like if you're an exes, or you've been discarded, or a narcissist, or codependency. A lot of people with codependency, you might have a BPDX, you might be in a relationship with somebody with BPD right now, it's on again, off again, limbo, all that stuff. And you may or not realize yet, but many people with codependency, not all, have a borderline mother or a narcissistic father, or perhaps a mix of the both. And that often creates codependency. It often creates BPD or NPD for people in their childhoods. But for many people, they're more resilient. There's a lot of reasons why you've developed codependency, which is formidable, a mental health challenge and painful in its own right, and not easy to recover from. So you can ask questions. If you purchase one, it could be about a parent, or it could be about a sibling, or if you're in a same-sex relationship, it could be about you're a lesbian and you're relating to your partner or ex right now as a woman, or a gay man relating to a man with BPD, or of course men and women who are heterosexual, and anybody that falls in any other category. Feel free to ask me a question for $59.99 or 4 questions for $99.99. So for people that can't afford sessions especially, and like I said, this has been going really well so far. I really can find time for these questions, and it's really been a pleasure to be helpful to people who can't really otherwise. Many people have said they might book sessions with me in the future, but like right now, some people just can't afford it, but you still want to learn more about your situation. And I hope that you find my videos or my podcast episodes are both helpful. Don't forget, I have over 3,000 plus blogs on the internet, so you can always look for those, and there's lots of those at ajmahari.ca. There's some at bpdbreakups.com, and there are other sites too, out there that are older websites of mine where there's a lot of information I put out. I've been online for 28 years. I've been working with clients for 33. And I give a lot on the podcast, on the YouTube channel, in the blog post. I give a lot for free. But I have this in-depth knowledge base from more than one area. But 33 years worth of working with clients, I learn a lot from clients all the time in the process of helping them. New service if you're interested. Ask AJ Mahari. 1 question, $59.99. 4 questions, $99.99. Nice, I think, service for people who want to get more answers from me or information from me about your own individual situation, but you can't afford a session. So if you're interested, just please go to the website URL here that you're seeing on the screen, and I'll be more than happy to answer your question or questions in a really in-depth way. And once you purchase a question or 4 questions, I will then email you and let you know how you can send me your question in a mix of text and or audio if you prefer, and then you can send it to me at your earliest convenience. And I hadn't really thought this out, but the way it's been kind of working with most people who've used this service already, just because it's been on my website for over a month and they found it there, and people had asked for it, of course, I think, generally speaking, I would like to say I will get back to you. I will get back to you like within a day or so with how you can send me your question or questions and how I'm going to respond to you, etc. We'll do that. And then maybe about a week response time max. Usually it will be sooner than that, but in some cases it might take me just a little bit more time depending, because I'm pretty much booked up in sessions. Like, I'm still taking new clients, but pretty much my work days are booked full. So I can do a few questions, answers, sometimes in the evenings, sometimes weekend days here and there. So that just might mean that it's a few days of waiting for my response, but I try to get them all done within about a week. And so far, I've had several, like I said, just from people finding it on my website, as well as people that asked for it in email, and then I emailed them back to let them know it was available about a month ago. So I try to be, and responses after my first response, I try to follow up more quickly with those, and then your response and my final response if you 1 question. And for the 4 questions, if you purchase that for $99.99. For each question you ask, you get my response. You get a chance to respond back. I'll respond once more. So that's a lot of interaction for 4 questions. So I hope this will be helpful for people, and people are taking advantage of it already. And for those that really maybe can't afford a session, but there's just something that you think, if you could ask me more about it and share some of your personal situation, that it could really help you, because that's what I'm here to do. And please keep watching back, not watching, who watches a website? Please keep checking back to ajmahari.ca, where you can find ebooks right now and audio programs, and I have some on another website I need to upload. But the point is, I'm going to have a new online e-commerce situation right at ajmahari.ca. So right now there are some ebooks and a couple audio programs there, and I have much more elsewhere. It's just complicated. It has to be moved into the same place. So a lot of different audios, ebooks that there's a few that I wrote kind of for people with BPD, but mainly it's been loved ones, exes, etc. that have purchased those anyways over years, because some of them are older. New ebooks coming. So please keep checking on that. When you go to ajmahari.ca, if you just look at the horizontal menu at the top, if you're interested in looking at ebooks and audios available right now and what's coming, module, mini courses, I'll have other audios, ebooks. But so these info products, mini course modules and different things that they will be, as well as ebooks, etc., and some with workbooks, are all designed to it will be designed and are designed, the ones I'm doing right now, to just give you more information on this aspect, that aspect. What are you feeling? Why rumination? Do you have limerence? Aspects of codependency and what that all really means. Just all broken down into specific, each like video. Ebooks will be a little bit different. They'll have a lot more information in them. But themes. Going to be a lot of info products coming at ajmahari.ca on themes and specific things that people have a lot of difficulty understanding, and I can help you understand them more in depth. So anyway, if you resonate with me, you might be interested in more that's coming to ajmahari.ca, as well as I'll still be doing some things here and some things on the podcast, and a little bit more blogging potentially on my website as well. And if you want to use this service, ask AJ Mahari. 1 question or 4 questions. I hope this might be beneficial. It's been really helpful to a lot of people so far. And it's just another way that I can help, and it's a pleasure, and especially for people that can't afford sessions. And another thing I should just say really quickly, since I'm sorry this is basically a commercial in a way, but it's how I can maybe help you even more if you resonate with me and you're interested. I also do have sliding scale fees for sessions, and I don't always have spots open, but if you're thinking about that, or if you purchase Ask Me a Question, or the 4 questions, and then you're like, I might want to talk a bit more about this, with AJ, you might think, then if you can't afford a session, then you can contact me, and there's a contact form at ajmahari.ca/contact, and we can talk about it. So there's always that as well, or along with, if you might purchase Ask a Question or ask 4 questions, and that type of thing. So yeah, please just know I'm passionate about helping people in all kinds of different ways. And none of this, the new service or the info products coming, and I have info products at ajmahari.ca right now, and there'll be many more coming. None of this is like me just wanting to make more money. I try to keep things really reasonably priced, as I do with sessions. Some people would agree, some people don't agree with that. But the point is, it's really that I give a ton for free, and I'm happy to do that. But I can't go in depth into people's situations. I can do so more so in Ask AJ Mahari, purchasing 1 question or 4, and of course when people work with me in sessions. And so I think otherwise, I'm going to be putting like more information in mini module courses, and then the more of them I get done, they will be bundled together too, or you can purchase them separately. This is all really just about sharing information in a way. Yes, I do have to charge for it, but it's not because I just want the money, right? I want to put out content for people that really, really will gravitate to it. Because you know, when I do something on my podcast or YouTube, I don't know who's watching or listening, and I don't know. But if there's something that I'll talk about here on my podcast, let you know I've got something out on whatever it's about. Then if it resonates with you and you want to know more, then I can say in a video or whatever, because I don't know who's listening, etc. It'll be there for you. You can choose to go there and purchase things, or you don't have to, obviously, right? So the new service is Ask AJ Mahari. I've been doing it for a month via my website and the people that requested it, several people. And I'm going to, so you can purchase one question or four, like I said. And then we're going to use a certain app where you can write things and say things, or, a mixture of both. So I hope that might be something that people out there, you might be somebody that resonates with me that's interested.